Hello everyone. Today we're going to be finishing the Metasploit framework tutorial series, and we now have the full number of instances because I bought the pro version of Hack the Box, so I have an infinite number of instances that we can start, and I also have, I think, 200 cubes that I've been given, so I can start some different modules, and I think we're going to look at things like Nmap and maybe some fun stuff like SQL injection. So we're going to be doing all of that after we finish this. So let's just jump straight into the questions and get on with it. Let's quickly start an instance here of the Para OS. And target has a specific, let's read the question. The target has a specific web application running that we can find. We need to spawn the target as well. Let's go full screen on that. Target has a specific web application running that we can find by looking into the HTML source code. What is the name of that web application? I think all you have to do for this, I think, is literally just when we've got the target, we put it in Firefox, and it will load. I wonder what else Para OS gives us. Pen testing, most used tools. There's lots of different things. Aircrack NG is definitely something you want to use. Airgood, Burp Suite, Johnny. Information gathering, Nmap, Wireshark. We'll go over Wireshark definitely. Password attacks. So all these, we'll go over quite a number of these tools, I think. But anyway, okay, we've got this. Let's go and try and navigate to it. This didn't work last time because of the utterly rubbish internet, but it looks, hopefully you've got. It's still pretty rubbish, but let's just see if it works like this. Nope. Copy. Doesn't seem to like to copy and paste, does it? Come on. No, it doesn't. 10.129.19249. 10.129.19249. Ah, there you go. It does work. Oh, it's just the internet being rubbish. And what it's asking for us? The name of the web application. Folder is empty. Places. Let's make this full screen. Folder is empty. What are we looking at even? ELF L1LW. The web application, man, network volume. I don't know what I'm looking at. That's very strange. How can we... What even is this? I have absolutely no idea what I'm looking at. Some sort of system which doesn't really help us about this software. EL Finder, Web File Manager. Is that what it is? It's just EL Finder. It's a web file manager. Okay, maybe that's all we have to type in. Protocol version, jQuery, blah 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 blah. EL Finder? I don't think that's right, but let's see. Oh no, that's literally it. Find the existing exploit in MSF and use it to get a shell on the target. What is the username of the user you obtained a shell with? Okay. Username of the user you obtained a shell with. Okay, that'll be. Maybe we just do exactly the same thing as I did beforehand. How do I unfull screen this? Close the browser. Don't need it. Don't need that. Get the browser up. What is that? PowerShell. Oh, MSF config. Nope, that is not the right. That is not the right command. What is it? MSF config. No, it's wow. What is it? MSF console. MSF console. And clear my throat. I've got a bit of a sore throat today. It's not COVID, I hope. I've already had COVID. I'll get it more than once in 2 weeks. That'd be bad luck. Okay, I'll make it full screen. Yeah, they do a new. It's very cool. They do a new chapter. No, was that capture the flag? They do a new thing every time. Huh. It's just cool. These are all the people who've contributed to it. Very nice. Anyway, let's not get distracted. So we need. Let's go down here again. Existing exploit and use it. And it's show on the target. Let's copy that again. So we need an exploit. So I seem to remember use 51. I seem to remember. Oh, 51 was not. Let's do the whole thing. Do you think we've got? No. Let's see if I can remember. Search. And it says the existing exploit. Or yeah, use the one we're using already. I think it means. Okay. Interpreter. Reverse TCP. It's not. I feel we've done the wrong thing, but whatever. Maybe we can find it from here. There's a lot of reverse TCPs, and these are the different architectures. We don't know what kind of box that is. What we do, we know it looked Linuxy, didn't it? It looked Linuxy. So let's focus on the Linux. And I don't know what all these different x86, zombie, blah 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 blah. So maybe let's just go back and type in the exact commands that we were using beforehand. So I don't know, let's go back to payloads maybe over here. Wherever they told us which one we were supposed to use. Grep interpreter. Show payloads. That's searching for specific payload. No, we need to go into modules. I need to find which module we need to use again. And okay, it was Eternal Romance, wasn't it? Oh. Again, I'm gonna have to refresh this. Eternal Romance, there we go. Use 0. Default into Windows. Okay. Pretty sure that's not a Windows thing that we were looking at. But whatever. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't work. Let's have a look. I mean, find the existing exploit in MSF. It's going to show on the target. What was the username of the user? Okay, whatever. Why does this keep on minimizing every time? I'm going to have to look into that. So I'm going to look into it. I'm going to quickly pause. Okay, well, I can't find out. I can't work it out in the interest of time and my sanity. I'm not going to bother. So we just have to refresh it every time, but whatever. Okay, use 0-day payload configured, blah 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 blah. And yeah, we don't have to select a payload. We can just set our hosts to the thing we just copied over. Not that. That's not right. That is not what I copied over. I copied you serious? It's gone? Okay, well then. I have to wait for it to come back. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I know it's a bit slow, and I know I'm just spending a lot of time reading things out, and there's not much visual feedback, visual interest on what I'm showing on screen, but hopefully it's informative. And you know, if you get stuck, if you want to go through this yourself, you can always go to Hack the Box and do it. But maybe this will be a little guide. This will help you a little bit. I don't know. I'm also planning to do some coding tutorials, just building some cool C++ projects, Python projects. I might find a cool open source projects. Actually, I've got a couple in mind that I think would be quite fun to just play around with, fix some issues, contribute to. Just have a little separate playlist for that. So that might be fun as well. Okay, paste. There you go. Set our hosts. Cool. And let's just see what happens if you run. Login failed. Connection reset by peer. Well, that's unexpected. Login failed. Connection reset by peer. It hasn't gone back to the shell. Exploit completed. No session was. Maybe we're running the wrong exploit. Find the existing exploit in MSF. Oh, okay. We need to search. I know what we're doing. We need to search for that particular web application, don't we? Yes. So where was I? We need to find the exploit for that particular web application. The question's disappeared. Where's the question gone? Was it not here? Or was it on sessions and jobs? You're in the wrong bit. Yeah. EL Finder. Okay, so that's search EL Finder. There we go. No. Exploit Linux HTTP EL Finder. Excellent. It's an excellent, yes. Archive command injection. There's two here. Looks like this is the most recent one. Looks like this is the one we want. Archive command injection over PHP Connect. Okay, whatever. We'll use number 3. Use 3. Using configured payload. Linux Meterpreter reverse TCP. Fantastic. And let's just do it. Run and paste. Come on. It's not spawned again. It's unspawned itself. Don't know why it keeps on doing that. Dun 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 dum 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 dum. Come on. There's all sorts of other things we're going to go over. Writing and importing modules, introduction to MSF Venom, which is I think where you write your own payloads. Firewall and IDS IPS evasion, Metasploit framework updates. Come on, target spawning. How long does it take to spawn? There we go. 10.129.20.4. Wait, we already set the R host. Am I being stupid? I'll just do it again. Set R hosts. There we go. And let's run. Let's go. Following options failed. Okay, L host is set. L host. What was it? Ton 0. Run. Okay, look at this. Easy, easy, easy. Command stage of progress. Command stage of progress. Deleted some text files and some zip files. Interesting. Awesome. What does it want us to find? The username of the user you obtained a shell with. Well, just do shell, maybe. See, I don't think this is a shell, or it doesn't look like a shell. It kind of is, because it's giving us like, okay, no, it is a shell, but it's just, it doesn't have a, like a prompt like that, which is annoying. What was it? Get UID? Maybe that will do it. Server username. No, that's not what we want. Okay, what other interpreter? Sysinfo. Just the files and folders. No, the privilege extension. Running processes migrate. Incognito functions. Download a file from the target. You can just do download the file name. That would have been useful beforehand. Not exactly sure how we find the username of the user. Well, I mean, let's go into shell. And if we want to find usernames, change directory to a root maybe. And then we have here, maybe under user, I think you can just do who am I? Yeah, www-data. I don't think that's going to be right. It is right. There you go. The target system is an old version of sudo running. Sudo, or sudo, I think. Super user do. Find the relevant exploit and get root access to the target system. Find the flag.txt file. Submit the contents. Okay, we need to find an exploit for sudo. So let's quit out of this. Yes. We could just do search-f file.txt, but I think it's going to stop us because we don't. Well, I can't spell, but I think it's going to stop us because we don't have admin. Maybe we need to find a separate exploit file. That's not what we want. We need flag.txt, sorry. Flag.txt. Not as sharp today. Okay. Interesting. Find the flag.txt file and submit the contents. Does search do a whole search of the whole system? Well, it wants us to use a different exploit to get the sudo thing. Well, why don't we just try privilege escalation from where we are now? So there's some sort of privilege escalation thing we can do. Load the privilege extension for extended. Show the running processes and which accounts. Attempt to elevate permission to system level access through multiple attack vectors. That kind of sounds fun. Let's do that. Get system. Priv extension to be loaded. Load priv. Okay, that failed. Use priv. That's probably the same thing. It's going to give us the same error message. Use priv, yeah. That's annoying. Get privs. Okay, let's drop out of this. And let us change exploit. Find the relevant exploit. Oh, which sudo does it have? That's stupid. Okay, let's quickly run it again. Get back into it. And quickly find which sudo we have. Session 2 opened. See, session 2. Oh, we quit it and then we start a new one. I don't know what these files are. It's deleting. Okay. Actually, can we just type in sessions and quickly just check? Interact with different session ID. This works the same as calling this from the MSF shell. Sessions -i. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Let's not muck around with it. Yeah. If I do PS, do we have sudo on here? Is that how this works? Can you you can see all these different things. I don't think I'm going to be able to find sudo. I don't think, because it's not really a it's not a process. It's not a what do they call it? Yeah, it's not a process. Old version of sudo for the relevant exploit. I think maybe we just let's be really naive. Quit this. Okay. And let's just do search again. Search exploits. What was it? Search sudo. Search exploits. Sudo. Exploit OSX. Don't think that's right. That's strange. An old version of sudo. Find the flag, submit. We couldn't find it. Maybe if we try and run sudo. I guess it's info. Just actually. So if I look at info 7. Info 7. That's so cool. It gives us actual description. Whew. But yeah, it's for macOS anyway. This one, not for the one that way. Not for what we're interested in. Yeah, not exactly sure. Privilege escalation. Desktop Linux password seen in privilege escalation. That's 2014. Is that what we want? Maybe we can just try something like that. Privilege escalation. Because that's kind of what we want. Yeah, why not? Try it. Use 3. Use 3. Okay. And set our hosts. I'll just info 3 quickly. Info 3. Info 3. Wow. Okay, let's just see. Set our hosts to our specific. This one, 10.129.20. 10.129.20.4. I want to say that was the last number. Yep. Okay. and set L. It's getting a bit repetitive, but super simple. Run. Validate the following options. Search options. Show options. Show options. The session to run this module on is required. Failed options fail to validate session. Payload options. A little bit creative. Can I just do like set session or something to 0? Session 0. Run. I don't know. I don't know why that's not working. Not sure. Not sure. Access to the target system. So if we look at sessions quickly, is there something we need to do with sessions? I'm sure this is going to be a rabbit hole, but so if we just click sessions, I think I'm saying click into the type sessions, it'll list the active sessions, and then you can use that to open a session. So if you just quickly do sessions, no active sessions. Well, there you go. So what does it mean? What does it mean? Option validate error. Let's pause and search for that. Okay, well, I think we're probably just using the wrong exploit. This might be some post-exploit module that we're running or something like that. So I'm going to backtrack back to the elf finder, whatever it was called, and we were using up here, elf finder archive, and just go back to that and try and run sudo. So let's quickly search elf finder, and yeah, use 3 and set our hosts to 10.129. I've forgotten it. 10.129 point something 0.4. 20.4. 20.4. And set L host to ton 0. And run. We'll get back into it. And I'll try and see, it's saying interpreter session 3 opened, but when I click sessions, it was like, you've got no sessions. I'm maybe not understanding sessions correctly. Background session, I'm pressing Control Z. And okay, this is the active sessions. Doesn't really show how to close a session, or really what is a session. Multiple modules at the same time. Once several sessions created, we switch between them and link a different module to one of the background sessions. Anyway. Okay, whatever. Yeah, if I just do sessions, it's not. Interact with a different session ID. This works the same as calling from the MSF shell. Anyway, okay. Sudo's not going to do anything here. No. If we do shell and do sudo. Okay. Sudo version may not run sudo on Nix02. Okay. We just want the version number. Version 1.8.13. 1.8.31. So we know that's the version that we've got. 1.8.31. Okay. You can use Control Z, by the way, background channel. I don't know. Maybe that's useful. Let's try it. You can background it. Can we actually background this? We can background the session and background the channel. Okay. No. Background, foreground process. Background. I clicked no. Background in foreground process. What? I said no. I clicked N. Okay, whatever. Control C. Get me out of this. Exit. Shutting down. Cool. Okay. 1.3.81 is up there. 1.8.31. Search. Exploit. Exploits. Sudo 1.8. What is this? Restricted shell. Escape from privilege escalation. Don't think that's right. Info 0. This is very strange. I want to get back into it, and I want to just do a search of the whole system. I know Meterpreter did a search, which is supposed to search the whole system, but there's another way you can do it, surely, using the shell to search the whole system. For some reason, it wasn't finding it. So when we've got it, which we do, let's get shell. Okay, I've just done a little quick Google search because I'm not great with Linux yet, or I'm not fantastic, and there's this command here. I'm just going to copy the structure of the command, get back into this, Control V, paste, and obviously, what is it doing? Why is it? Why is it doing that? Okay. Flag.txt. Flag.txt. Terminal is required to read the password. What? ASP. What does that even mean? Sudo. Terminal is required to read the password. Why is it doing this? Let's quickly refresh. Oh, wow. Okay, let's refresh this. Hopefully it's going to go away. Okay, it's not. I'm not sure why that's happening. What on earth is going on? What is all this stuff? How do you do a ls with like... Yeah, ls all. Verbose. I thought V was for verbose. No, is that not correct? No, that's a version. I don't know. How do you do ls with? Long listing format. Okay. I thought I've heard LL is the same, but anyway, maybe that's just an alias on some other computer I've been using. Okay, I am single-handedly failing at this question, so in the interest of time and sanity, we're going to skip it. And let's go to Interpreter, let's go down here, see what questions we can answer. Okay, click to spawn the target. Answer the questions below to complete this section. Find the existing exploit. What's the name of the user you attempt to share with? Oh, we don't need that. Refresh this. Let's get out of this. Yes. Terminate. Quit. Exit. Exit. Target is spawning. And this one will be retrieve the NTLM password hash for the HTTP student user. Don't know what the NTLM password hash. NTLM password hash. Relies on password hashing, which is a one-way function. That produces a string of text based on an input. Password hashing, which one-way function produces a string of text based on an input file. Kerberos leverages encryption. Okay. Kerberos replaced NTLM. So some sort of old password hashing thing. Security vulnerabilities. Anyway. Find the existing exploit. So we've got this. Are there any hints in here about what we should be doing? Oh wow, secret dumps. Okay, this is a whole, yeah, we can do hash dump. Gosh. Dump in SAM. Dump in LSA secrets. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do with this. Privilege escalation. Show options. Set session 1. Set L host. Run. Get UID. Anyway, back to the question. Find the existing exploit and use it to get a shell on the target. Not exactly very clear what we should be doing. I don't know, find the existing exploit in MSF. Maybe you just again Firefox this thing up. See if there's any. Oops. Anything that's going to tell us unable to. Let's try one more time. No. Okay, well, let's just do set. Well, this is for Elf Finder. Well, what's the most common exploit for, I don't know, search exploits for Linux? Is this going to be stupid? Is this going to be tons? We don't know which one we want. So maybe we should do a scan of, that would make most sense, right? We want to do some sort of scan of the system first, and maybe we should have done the nmap thing first. But is there perhaps some sort of example you can copy just for now about how to? Oh, okay, no, we're not going to do that. But there was some sort of example, wasn't there, or how to use nmap from inside the console. Maybe a cheat sheet will show us. Oi, oi, oi. Maybe not. It was like DB map or something. Let's quickly pause. So quick Google searches led me to this, where you can do like dbm map SV, then A. So SV must be for services or something. And then you can do the P for the ports. So that's all these different ports, common ports they're using. We could just copy that for now. And because we need to find out what SVA. Okay, and let's make sure we enter the right one that we want. Which was, we're not down there, where are we? We're on here, aren't we? Interpreter. At the bottom, this one. 20365. Come on. 192.168. Okay, this is again like that. 20365. 203.65. Stop typing. 203.65. Database not connected. Ugh. Gosh. How do we initialize the database? Databases. Start initiated database. Sudo msfdb init. I think that's the one we want. Sudo, we can do a status, or let's do it init. Let's get rid of that. Sudo msfdb. Sudo msfdb init. Starting database. Creating database. Create an initial database schema. So this is, we went through it beforehand, but it's so you can store your results and everything. But I think we also can use it for. It's got some linking with the plugins. You know, and we need it for the plugins as well. I think. PostgreSQL database. Scan results, the ability to import and export results in conjunction with third-party tools. Yeah, so I think this thing here that we're trying to run relies on the database. Okay, let's go. Database not connected. What? Seriously? Database not connected. No, there's not a. Let's pause it. Okay, maybe we just need to quit. Quit out of MSF console completely. Redo that thing. Sudo msfdb init. Database already appears to be configured, and then let's go back into it. Get back into the console. Hopefully that will do it. That's quite cool. I like the little username, security, and password. No. Start commands with the space to avoid saving them to history. I don't want to do that. Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing? We are doing this question here, not this question here. This question here. Hopefully we can run that command that we had. This one. There we go. Lovely. Failed to resolve that. Yes, probably because I've put in the wrong 189. Okay, that's just the wrong IP address, isn't it? And the IP address we wanted was this one. Paste. Scan. Wonderful. Look at this. So it's given us all the different ports, states, services. And they all look closed, which is not good. Not good at all. because it wants us to find an exploit. Can we find out what operating system this is even? So how do I do that? Let's quickly do a quick search. Nmap operating system. Moving to on here. No, it's not. Operating system scan. OS detection. Gosh. Okay, I just need an example. I don't need the whole tutorial. Usage and examples. Nmap O dash O dash O and dash V. So db underscore nmap dash O dash V for the one we were using, which was this one up here, 10.129.203.65. Okay, namp, there's not a thing, nmap is a thing though. Ooh. And retrying OS detection. Initiating OS detection. It's trying to do OS detection and it's honestly TCP sequence protection. Honestly, I don't know what that means. God. No exact OS matches for host. It seems to have all these ports open, which didn't work out beforehand. These seem to be Microsoft processes and services. Why was it not finding it beforehand? 22, 25, 80, 110. Oh, those are the ones. We copied from that command up here, which is probably why it was like not trying to find it. But anyway, we found some open ports here. So the question is, find the existing exploit itself and use it to get shell the target. So maybe just the eternal blue one will work, because it looks clearly like it's Microsoft. So let's just try what we know, what we've used beforehand. Make this bigger again. And okay. Search eternal blue, eternal romance. Keep on calling it eternal blue. Use 0. And we don't want to run, we want to set our hosts to the thing that we wanted. No, for God's sake, I'm so bad at this. There you go, that one. Set our hosts to that, paste. Set L host to ton 0 and run. Login failed. Connection reset by peer. Okay, maybe we need to be a bit smarter about this. MSRPC. Maybe there's an exploit for MSRPC. There definitely is. Search exploits. Exploits. MSRPC. Well, here we go. That's not. Search exploits port 135. So, is there a better way to search exploits? That's what I was wondering. So, if you go back to the modules thing here. So, these are different types: exploits and searching. Okay. So you can specify CVE platform type. So search type exploit platform Windows. What's CVE? I don't know. Okay. Let's quickly do a quick check for time. Time is how long? How much time have we got? How much time have we used? What is the time? Is this recording? This is recording. 50 minutes? We haven't got that much time left. 10 minutes left. Okay, come on. We can do this. We can do this in 10 minutes. Go on, put a bit of pressure on us. Go on, go on, go on. Okay, 135, 139. Okay, screw it. Search exploits port 13139. Dearie me. Okay, none of this is useful. How do you search for a particular port? Eternal Romance. CV rank excellent. This is so annoying. See search MS17 exploits. Find it. This server port is open. Okay, let's continue. MSRPC NetBIOS SSN. Are you serious? Come on, it must be a better way of doing this. 139. Is it 13? Okay, 135 maybe. 135, 139. Well, no, we just search for the string. Okay, MSRPC. We've done this. Why is it not working? Search MSRPC. How is that the only one? That's the wrong one as well. Okay, search. NetBIOS SSN. NetBIOS SSN. Search NetBIOS. NetBIOS. Auxiliary response. Okay, I don't think that's going to work. Don't think any of this is helping. Microsoft DS. No exact matches for the OS. I can't believe we can't find something for TCP MSRPC. We must be doing something wrong when we search. Let me quickly pause. Okay, so I did a little bit of Googling. I found there's this thing here. Metasploit RPC console command execution. So let's try this. We might run over the hour a little bit, but let's try it. So use 5. No payload configure into generic shell. There's a whole tutorial about how to use this particular module, but normally you can use this way. You use show targets, list targets, set target ID, show options, show and set options, exploit, do set payload, set other options, exit session false, payload listening, but it's defaulted anyway to something. Okay, create the following script. Modify the IP list path, payload options accordingly. Run single. Okay. Set payload. It's the same as the handler. You might also need to add more run single commands. It's a little Ruby script or something. Run the resource script in the console. I think this is just trying. This is how you can give it a list of different IP addresses if you really want to do that. Okay. There's nothing else particular that we need to know on here. I think that's just try because it's got generic shell reverse TCP. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Let's do our classic set our hosts to make sure we've got the right one. There. We're not on the right one. Go down to the bottom here. It's taken us a long time today to get the right stuff. To get anywhere with this, really. Come on, set our hosts. You're not going to work for me, are you? Is it something like that? Yep. Cool. Let's go. Oh. No. Exploit failed. Connection refused. Well, I don't know. I do not know. I don't know. Eternal Romance failed us. We know clearly we're dealing with some Microsoft thing. MSRPC. Let me pause and do a quick search. Well, unfortunately, it looks like I can't work out how to do this question. I think part of the problem is that I googled SMB2 and that looks like it's from Windows 8 onwards. And I've been doing a little bit of googling for like Windows 10. I could be Windows 8. I could be a Windows 8. Windows 8 Metasploit exploits. But it looks like for Windows 10 onwards, at least, you have to do some MSF and actually craft your own stuff. How to exploit Windows 8 with Metasploit. Okay. Does it give you a? This doesn't look very useful. Okay, well, for my sanity, I'm going to skip past all this, and we're going to finish up with some reading of these last little bits of this. So, writing and importing modules. To install any new Metasploit modules which have already been ported over by other users, one can choose to update their MSF console from the terminal, which will ensure that all newest exploits, auxiliaries, and features will be installed in the latest version of MSF console. As long as the ported modules have been pushed into the main Metasploit framework branch on GitHub, we should be updated with the latest modules. However, if we need any specific module and do not want to perform a full upgrade, we can download that module and install it manually. Focus on searching ExploitDB for readily available Metasploit modules, which we can directly import into our version of MSF console. ExploitDB is a great choice when searching for a custom exploit. We can use tags to search for the different exploitation scenarios for each available script. One of these tags is MSF, which, if selected, will display any scripts that are available in Metasploit module format. These can be directly downloaded from ExploitDB and stored in our local Metasploit framework directory, from where they can be searched and called from within the MSF console. Okay, that's cool. You've got the titles, remote author, awesome. Nagios 3. Title search, but we cannot find it. Okay, so you have to do search. Not up to date, or that specific module is not in the official updated release. Yeah, so you can search for it inside. So you do search exploit. Search exploit gives you a bunch of them. Ruby scripts crafted specifically for the MSF console, and you can filter by RB files as well. Okay. You have to download the RB file and place it in the correct directory. And for scripts, that's that user share Metasploit framework. Okay. And cool. Don't know what that's going to take us. Yeah, that's actually taken us to the database. Awesome. So you can actually download the exploit like that, and it actually shows you the whole exploit as a Ruby file. Nice. And cool. Loading additional modules at runtime. So you CP is copy. Okay. You do load path. Alternatively, we can also launch the console and run the reload all command for the newly installed module to appear in the list. After the command is run, try either the search function inside the console or directly with the use. Jump straight into the newly installed module. Okay, so you do that. Porting over scripts. You can port custom Python PHP scripts. Okay. So in this example, they've used the Blued 3.9.2 authentication brute force mitigation bypass. Gosh. Awesome. Okay. And you can also write your own module. Often face a custom-built network running proprietary code to serve its clients during specific assessments. Most of the modules we have at hand do not even make a dent in their perimeter, and we cannot seem to scan and document the target without anything we have correctly. This is where you might find it helpful to dust off our Ruby skills and start coding our modules. All necessary information about Metasploit Ruby coding can be found in the ruby.info Metasploit framework related page. From scanners to other auxiliary tools, from custom exploits to ported ones, coding Ruby for the framework is an amazingly applicable skill. Please look below at a similar module that we can use as boilerplate code for our exploit port over. This is the Bluedit directory traversal image file upload vulnerability exploit, which has already been imported into the MSF console. Take a moment to acknowledge all the different fields included in the module before the exploit proof of concept. Note that this code has not been changed in the snippet below to fit our current import, but is a direct snapshot of the pre-existing module mentioned above. The information will need to be adjusted accordingly for the new port over project. Okay. Look at the include statements. Okay. Cross-referencing that. Okay, gosh. I said this is an actual module someone's written. Okay. I'm going to just skip over all of this because it's beyond our level. And there's a whole book you can get, a penetration test guide. Gosh, there's a whole book. It's a bit old, 2011. Maybe there's a new edition, but there is a whole book to Metasploit. Don't need to go into that much detail. MSF Venom. Now this is kind of important. MSF Venom is the successor of MSF Payload and MSF Encode, two standalone scripts that use to work in conjunction with MSF Console to provide users with highly customizable and hard to detect payloads. MSF Console is the result of the marriage between the two tools. Before that, you had the pipe. Now you don't have to. And okay, AV evasion part is much more complicated today. Signature-only based analysis is a thing of the past. Heuristic analysis, machine learning, deep packet inspection make it much harder for a payload to run through several subsequent iterations of an encoding scheme to evade any good AV. Yeah. It's still unproven that malware analysis is what would actually say that is a bingo. Creating our payloads. Let's say we have found an OpenFTP port that either had weak credentials or was open to anonymous login by accident. Now, I suppose that the FTP server itself is linked to a web service running on port 80 of the same machine, and that all the files found in the FTP root directory can be viewed in the web service's uploads directory. Let's also suppose that the web service doesn't have any checks for what we are allowed to run on it as a client. Suppose we are hypothetically allowed to call anything we want from the web service. In that case, we could upload a PHP shell directly through the FTP server and access it from the web, triggering the payload and allowing us to receive a reverse TCP connection from the victim machine. Okay. Yep. Connected. You literally just connect. That would be bloody easy, wouldn't it? That would be bloody easy. Send identity email name as password. Right, system type. Cool. Noticing the ASP.NET client, we realize that this book's able to run these kind of shells, ASPX shells. Have a quick look at what ASPX is. ASP.NET. ASPX active server pages, the file format used by web servers and generated using the ASP.NET framework, an open source development framework. Okay. So you have to generate an MSF payload, lhost, lport. So this is for generating ASPX reverse shells specifically for this host. You just have to navigate to that. Start a listener on the MSF console, so reverse connection request can caught, gets caught inside it. Okay, starting the handler. Setting up multi-handler. And now we can trigger the payload. Absolutely nothing visually on the page, but looking back to our multi-handler module, we received a connection. We should ensure that the file does not contain HTML, so we only see a blank web page. However, the payload is executed in the background anyway. If you have backup interpreter. If the interpreter session dies too often, we can consider encoding it to avoid errors during runtime. We can pick any viable encode and ultimately improve our chances of success regardless. As a tip, there is a module called the Local Exploit Suggester. Using this module for this example, some interpreter shell landed on the blah 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 user, which naturally does not have many permissions. Furthermore, the system info command shows us that the system is of x86-bit architecture, giving us even more reason to trust the Local Exploit Suggester. And okay, use that, show options, set session 2, run, 31 exploit checks are being tried. Having these results in us, you can easily pick one of them out to test. If the one we choose is not valid after all, move on to the next. Not all checks are 100% accurate and not all variables are the same. Going down this list, bypass AUC event VWR fails due to the IIS user not being a part of the admins group. Second option does the trick. So these are trying out different exploits. I think that's what's going on here. What? How do you know it fails? It just says the target appears to be vulnerable. The service is running but cannot be validated. Okay, so I guess that's the message you're looking for. So you search for that, you use it. And you run it. Cool. Firewall and IDS IPS evasion. Endpoint protection, perimeter protection. Hooey. Oh, that's a lot of reading. That's a lot of reading. Okay, I'm going to power through this. Let's do this. Okay, endpoint protection. Endpoint protection refers to any localized device or service whose sole purpose is to protect a single host. The host can be a personal computer, a corporate workstation, or a server in a network's demilitarized zone, DMZ. Antivirus, anti-malware, firewall, and anti-DDoS all in one. Okay. Vast, la da da. Perimeter protection usually comes in physical virtualized devices on the network perimeter edge. These edge devices themselves provide access inside of the network for the outside. In other terms, from public to private. Between these two zones, in some cases also from the third one, called the DMZ, lower level security policy, higher trust level than the outside zone, which is the vast internet. Okay. This is all kind of academic, isn't it? Security policies are the drive behind everyone maintains security, which in the same way as access control lists do for anyone familiar with the Cisco CCNA educational material. A list of allow and deny statements. Okay. Still quite academic. Security policy. Signature-based detection, heuristics, stateful protection, live monitoring, alerting, evasion techniques. How do we circumvent all this heat? We play along with it. Encoders. Yep. Contain AES encrypted communications from any temperature shell back to the attacker host, successfully encrypting the traffic as the payload is sent to the victim host. In some cases, we might be met with very strict traffic rule sets that flag our connection based on the sender's IP address. The only way to circumvent this is to find the services being let through. The Equifax hack 2017, when malicious hackers used the Apache struts and vulnerability to access a network of critical data servers. DNS exfiltration techniques were used to slowly siphon data out of the network and into the hacker's domain without being noticed for months. Sounds quite complicated. Yeah, I think in real life situations, you've got experts doing this, and they know all these tools back to front, inside out, and yeah, they also have vast amounts of knowledge. So we are in Lux MSF. Venom offers the option to use executable templates. Allows us to use some preset templates for executable files, inject our payload into them, and use any executable as a platform from which we can launch our attack. We can embed the shellcode into any installer, package, or program that we have at hand, hiding the payload shellcode deep within the legitimate code of the actual product. This greatly obfuscates our malicious code and, more importantly, lowers our detection chances. There are many valid combinations between actual legitimate executable files, our different encoding schemes and their iterations, and our different payload shellcode variants. This generates what is called a backdoored executable. So let's see what they've done here. There's TeamViewer. They're using TeamViewer and the Shikata Garnai encoder. We've seen this before, haven't we? I don't know what the I5 is at the end there, but whatever. The K flag. Putting the payload in a separate thread. Target won't notice. continuation of the normal execution of the launch application will put in the payload in a separate thread. Okay. Target will only notice the running backdoor if they launch the backdoored executable template from a CLI environment. If they do so, a separate window will pop up with the payload, which will not close until we finish running. So you kind of want to avoid that. Archiving a piece of information. I posted a lot of comments on the iris just today. However, the downside of this process is that it will raise the notifications in the AV alarm dashboard as being unable to be scanned due to being locked with a password. Okay. That's exactly the same thing. And that's actually showing what's there. So it looks like only 11 out of 59. That's amazing. Damn. Yeah, they're picking it up, aren't they? Some of them are, some of them aren't. Awesome. Huh. Now try archiving it 2 times. Pass over in both archives and removing the extension of the names. Removing the RR extension archiving. Gosh. Archiving seems to be the way to go. Wow. Packers. What are you packing? The term packer refers to the result of an executable compression process where the payload is packed together with an executable program and with the decompression code in one single file. Okay. Decompression code returns the backdoor executable to its original state, allowing for yet another layer of protection against fast scanning mechanisms and target hosts. This process takes place transparently for the compressed executable to be run the same way as the original executable, while retaining all of the original functionality. In addition, MSF Venom provides the ability to compress and change the file structure of a backdoor executable and encrypt the underlying process structure. So you've got the UPS packer, I've heard of that one. That's kind of the most famous one, isn't it? Yeah, so it's basically just a way of obfuscating it even a bit more. Exploit coding. Randomization can help add some variation. Offset switch inside the code. Targets. Beside the BOF code. NOP sleds. BOF, it's buffer overflow, I think. And NOP is no operation. We might go into it a bit further. Some MSF console, some MSF Fedem exploit creation stuff. Recompiling interpreter from source code. This section covers evasion at a high level. Be on the lookout for later modules that will dig deeper into the theory and practical knowledge needed to perform evasion more effectively. It's worth trying some of these techniques out on older HTTP machines or installing a VM with older versions of Windows Defender or free AV engines and practicing evasion skills. This is a vast topic that cannot be adequately covered in a single section. Okay, some updates. End-to-end encryption across all 5 implementations. SMB version 3 client support to further enable modern exploitation workflows. New polymorphic payload generation routine for Windows shellcode improves evasive capabilities. Expanded encryption. Cool. Cleaner payload artifacts. DLLs used by Windows Interpreter now resolve necessary functions by ordinal instead of name. Plugins. You've got Kiwi, which is a successor to Mimikatz. Mimikatz. Payloads, replace the shellcode, static generation with a randomization routine. Closing thoughts. Let's read it. As we have seen in this module, Metasploit is a powerful framework. Though often misused and mislabeled, it can be an important part of our penetration testing arsenal when used correctly. It is a highly extensible, great for tracking data during assessment, and excellent for post-exploitation and facilitating pivoting. It's worth experimenting with all the features Metasploit has to offer. You may find a way that it fits nicely into your workflow. If you prefer to avoid it, that's fine too. There are plenty of tools out there, and we should work with what we are most comfortable with. To get more practice with this tool, check out the Hack the Box boxes tagged at the end of this module, or attempt any box or academy module to target using Metasploit. You can also practice with it, especially its power for pivoting in the Dante Pro Lab. Finish. Now, we learnt some stuff. We didn't do all of it, but we learnt some stuff. Awesome. Awesome. Damn. That was great. Cool. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. I certainly have enjoyed that. We'll definitely come back to Metasploit later, but this is a general, very brief introduction to it. We've gone quite a bit over, an hour 20, but that's all right. I think next one, let's have a look at what we'll do next time. What do we want to do? What paths are we on? Let's have a look at what skill paths, job role paths. Basic toolset seems to be something that we're involved in. 7 modules. Network enumeration with Nmap is probably one of the things we want to go into. Yeah, we probably want to look at this one, network enumeration with Nmap. It's tier 1, easy, offensive, 7 hours. Yeah, we're not doing it in 7 hours. We managed to kind of go through the other one just now in about 3 and a bit hours. It's supposed to be 6 hours, so yeah, we'll go over Nmap, I think, next time. A firm grasp of the following modules can be considered prerequisites for successful completion. Introduction to networking and Linux fundamentals. Whatever, we don't need those. What other paths are there? These are skill paths, basic tools that's cracking into Hack the Box. Yeah. Local privilege escalation, intro to binary exploitation, operating system information security, active directory enumeration. Anyway, yeah, I think we'll definitely look at Nmap next. Let's unlock it. Unlock for 50. How many cubes do we have? So I've got this one here, silver. You get 200 each month. So it doesn't actually say anywhere where my exams modules paths. Dashboard. Oh, there you go, 186. Currently enrolled path. Yeah, we're going to be doing that, and that would be quite fun. Login brute forcing. You can do exams. Hack the Box certified bug bounty hunter. Let's see what other modules there are. Owned modules, changelog, all modules. What's the hardest modules they have? OSINT corporate recon. Gosh. Corporate recon. Open source intelligence gathering. Well, I mean, that's not. How hard is that going to be? Probably not that bad. Anyway. Penetration testing process. Attacking enterprise networks. That looks fun. Okay. I love the way this is just all available to learn. This is definitely going to be an interesting one. Linux fundamentals. Well, a useful one. It's definitely something we need. Operating system fundamentals, probably quite important as well. Let's see what it covers. Yeah, we'll go over all of this in time. In time we'll get there. Oh, that one as well. Cracking passwords with hashcat. All good stuff. All good stuff. Cool. All right. I think that is enough for today. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.